So shiny. Are we on now? Oh, the
Yes,
broadcast
we
is
are on.
live.
Let me fix
Rise
my
and
hair.
shine. It is between two slabs time. Everybody, good evening. This is Merlin and Merworld Cards, and we've got Dan over here, the great curator.
What's up, guys? We'll give a few
Wait a
minutes to get people in the room.
Whoops.
What happened?
Wow. Okay. We there? Sorry, I had a crazy echo. That's what happens when I play YouTube at the same time. Crazy. I didn't know I had it on because I was watching your show and then putting in the thumbnail. So let's see who is on tonight with us.
Don't mess with the hobby. That's OG. OG's alter ego.
OG.
We missed you last night in the Whatnot stream, brother.
Jago. Oh, he wasn't there?
No, I think he's on vacation. He's like in the middle of nowhere right now.
Oh yeah, I got that. I saw the comments.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Did you so were you on 4 hours as well last night?
3 hours. 3 hours on the Whatnot stream.
When have you gone to bed yet? From Houston?
No. Very tired. Very tired. In fact, I'm going to take the next like 2 or 3 weeks off from card shows until Atlanta.
You are?
I need time to recuperate. I need to do some other stuff. But yeah, that Houston trip really wore me out, and we'll definitely talk about that. Let me see here. Who else is in here? Jago is in the room. Ed Ram's here from Houston.
What's up, Ed?
Yes. Adam's in the house.
Good to see Adam. Merlin TGC.
Let's see.
Is that why we should call you now the TGC, like Triple A?
TGC, yeah. TGC. I am the TGC.
What's up, Shin Binmaru 1? Hi, Dan.
Yes.
You should focus on graded Pokemon alt arts if you were planning on to invest on or flip them. They're absolutely beautiful.
I will look into that. Thank you.
Well, I think you just so you have to talk about this whenever we get enough people in. You just had a Pokemon reveal on YouTube just before this show.
Just did something quick there. What's up, Charles?
What's up, man?
Charles is in the house.
So anything good? I can't wait to hear all about it because I caught the very tail end because I was setting up the lights, trying to get a little organization because back here, as you see, I'm still recovering from Houston. We just got back late Sunday night. I'm exhausted. Dan, I know you're exhausted too. And you did a walk last night, and then you did the reveal of your Pokemon just before this, and now you've got Between Two Slabs. Yeah. And did you do a live last night too? Have you done a live since?
No, I didn't really do any lives, but I did spend like Sunday night and basically all of Monday I was editing that vlog for Houston. It really I did the whole thing Sunday night, and then for some reason the file got corrupted or something, so I had to redo everything.
No. What?
Yeah,
redo
everything on Monday, which is why my video came out late. I usually try to release my videos at 12 noon, but it took me till like I had to redo everything. Took me all day, and I couldn't get out until like 6 o'clock that day.
So you edit all those vlogs yourself?
Yes.
Dude, you're in your wrong job, man. As an editor, you do an amazing freaking job, man. Seriously, I don't even know how you turn. I'm exhausted. I'm an editor, and it's exhausting. And you look like that's a gift. Like. You act like this so natural. Like you do a very, very good job.
Yeah, I have fun with it. I enjoy the creativity, but
I can tell
it's very tedious to go through that.
Yes,
I could never do it professionally.
That's why I'm trying to tell the viewers, like, man, what Dan is doing and everything he does, I'm like baffled at how well of a job he does.
Yeah. One day I'm going to burn out though. I'm sure I'm probably going to hit it. I'm probably going to have a heart attack and die. So if you guys stop seeing me produce content on a daily basis, it's because I died. I fell over and died.
I just imported all the footage that I shot from Houston, and I'm just like, put a everything in the sequence so I can watch it. And after this, I'm going to watch it tonight and then start editing. I mean, you're already freaking done, man. So I'm like, oh my God, like you are a machine.
I just threw it all together.
You are a freaking machine, man. Because it's very good. It's very tight.
Yes. Well, I appreciate that. And if you guys haven't watched that vlog yet, please check it out and hit the like button for me. I need the views. Yes.
TJ Storm, hi guys. Hope all is well. It is. We're covering from Houston, man.
Mm-hmm.
King Cards, evening, gents, evening.
King Cards is one of my whatnot regulars. He likes
Oh,
to
he
buy a
is?
lot of stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Now, did you sell a lot of Star Wars and Marvel again last night in wrestling?
Like 90% Marvel, basically no wrestling, and the other 10% was Star Wars. Star Wars picked up towards the end.
Okay.
Nobody wanted any of my sports stuff, so I'm learning this whatnot experience.
And
is
how
very
do you know
interesting.
they don't want your sports stuff? Because you try to put it on for auction and no bids?
Yeah. I've offered it several times throughout the stream, and it's just the room is very specific, right?
That's
so
what I'm saying. Maybe you've pigeonholed your demographics for whatnot.
Maybe because I am, when I advertise it, I am clicking the Marvel category. Right. So maybe but there's no Star Wars. There's like sports, Pokemon, and Marvel basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
there's not a Star Wars category. Interesting.
Yeah, no Star Wars category, no wrestling. So it's very limited right now. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's definitely the demographic I've been catering to. But I'm cool with that. I'm having fun with it.
We just got this back today. Speaking of Star Wars,
can you hold that a little bit closer?
I'm not using.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
and it's 1 of 10. It's a red refractor, and it's the Alpha.
Nice.
So like that. Since the Max Rebo band is in Boba Fett, I won't tell you much, but they reprised their roles from Return of the Jedi. Ed Ram, did you strong arm that Jambalaya of Spider-Man at Tristar?
No, I was trying to get the Spider-Man. So here's the story, guys. I think he's talking about this one, but at the show, right? A couple of the members of the Army, Curator Army, they came up to me, or they were looking for me to sell a Spider-Man Jambalaya card. Apparently, they couldn't find us because we were stuck all the way in the back, which really stuck. We're going to be talking about that on What Bends My Corner. Okay, we're going to go off on that. Stuck us all the way in the back. They couldn't find us, so they did a deal with somebody else, right? Who bought it for like $800. Very fair deal. I went to go try to buy it from that guy. He said he was going to sell it to me for $1,000, but he left it in his car or something and to come back tomorrow. So I said, okay, no problem, whatever. Came back tomorrow. He looked up some other comp on the card and jacked the price up to $2,500.
Oh God, are you serious? Oh
yeah.
Man.
And I just said, forget it, dude. Forget it.
Yeah, what a jerk.
Yeah, so that kind of sucked.
That is your corner, definitely.
Yes, I feel like that card was meant for me, but that kind of sucked. So I missed out on
sure that. It wasn't. He's like, here comes the great curator. I'm going to jack this up because obviously he knows something.
That guy knew nothing about Marvel cards. It's the only Marvel card he had on his entire table. I don't even know why he bought that, to be honest.
To take advantage of you, the great curator.
Yes. So that guy sucks. So I'll probably never do a deal with that guy again. His name's like Mark or something like that. I forget what his name is, but some guy from New Orleans.
The price for fame, Dan. The price for fame,
right? Man. I know.
There's good and bad to it. More money, more problems, man.
But I got some good stuff though. You're
good. I can't wait to hear. What up, boys? What up, man? LA Hobbyist, what's up, AJ? Good evening. Hello, okay, so you're doing an auction tomorrow with the Pokemon?
Yeah, I'm gonna run the Pokemon tomorrow. I got 50 Pokemon slabs that I'll run on the Whatnot tomorrow. I just need a little bit of time to prepare for that. But if you guys are watching, that will be on the Whatnot tomorrow. If you guys don't follow me on Whatnot, please subscribe. It's the Great Curator with underscores in between. Or if you follow the link on my Instagram page, you get $10 for using that link.
Okay, because like Instagram, you have dots between your names, and on Whatnot, it's underscore.
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so, yes.
But I think if you just type in the Great Curator, it shows up anyway.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Vintage debrief. You guys wearing pants? Rob, no, I am not wearing pants right now. I never wear pants. Down from the show.
We live in California. We never wear pants.
I know. It was like, what a shock to the system. We go to Houston, and it is like below freezing. Then we come back here, and it's like almost 80 degrees in California.
Oh, Feed the Gods is in here.
What's up, Aaron? Good evening. Glad you got the shirt.
Sam Bartola.
Been waiting for this. We all have. Yeah, I'm still kind of jet lagged. I got squished in between a middle seat because my girlfriend did not want to take it. So Maria was like, "You're sitting in the middle seat coming back on the flight." OC sells online. How will you guys be setting up the Chicago show in March? I don't think so because that's the same time around Dallas, correct?
Yeah, so Dallas is the first week. So we're doing Atlanta the last week of February. Then the following week is Dallas. And then we have the Vegas show at the end of March. So I think that's too much traveling. guys, remember, we got like real jobs. We got responsibilities, right? We're not like full-time car hustlers, even though we treat it
and
like
it's still
full-time.
a lot of overhead, guys. It's still a lot of overhead. Because he's got Dan brings his entire family, his wife and child. And usually it's just me, but I brought my girlfriend this time. But still, even by yourself, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So, we try to do it like once a month. We try to travel out of state. So probably not, but I do want to go to that Chicago show. Maybe when the weather is a little bit nicer too.
Yeah.
In the summer,
I love
we can
Chicago,
check it out.
Man, definitely.
Yeah. So
but
maybe not
in the
this
winter.
not in the March, not in March, but maybe the next one whenever they do it.
So the next Between Two Slabs tour will definitely be Atlanta, correct? At the Culture Collision.
Yes, for sure.
King Cards. I am a big sports guy, but the Marvel is intriguing me.
Marvel's fun, guys.
Intriguing me too.
Yeah, don't sleep on Marvel. It's a lot of fun to collect, and it's starting to pick up in value too.
Yeah, and not just the precious metal gems.
Nice. Okay, let's see.
So who else we got here? OC sells online. Will you guys be back to Houston?
Okay, this is a perfect segue. This is a perfect segue for the debrief. Okay, I'll give my thoughts, but I want to give the floor to Merlin. I think we had very different experiences, even though we were together. I think we had very different experiences. So I will defer the floor to you, sir.
Well, it was definitely a little more humbling this time. I've been on definitely a nice high from the last two shows I've been at, and that was definitely the Dallas show, which was my first out-of-state show with Dan, and then we had done the cardstock trading show here in LA, which I've been doing he and I both been doing for the past year, and it's usually kind of a mediocre show, but this time it was off the chain. So I just thought, like, I've been batting 1,000, I've been hitting a bunch of home runs, 1,000 at bat. This time I had a lot of strikeouts. I felt kind of, even though I was there with Dan, the great curator, and Sunday League investor, I had some great company and, their friends and family. I felt a little alone. I felt very empty in a void back there because I was right next to a bunch of empty tables. It was an empty space. So if you came to look for us, it kind of looked like a dead end and nothing back there. And a lot of people, like Dan said, some people were coming to look for he and I, and they couldn't find us. So they would turn around and not, because you would have to commit to go all the way to the very end where we were. And because of that, I probably had about 10 people in 2 days come to look like it in my display case, actually take the time to look at things. And I didn't sell anything for 2 days straight. So I was getting a little antsy and a little upset and worried and, like, oh my God, this was a waste of money. And then Dan helped me on Sunday when we got our tables moved to the front. And let me tell you, within those 3 hours, I had more people, more traffic in 3 hours than I had the rest of the week in Houston. And I actually sold 4 cards in that window. Thank God. And I would have stayed longer. Unfortunately, my flight was early that evening. So I had to leave. Dan?
Yeah, definitely location matters. I would say in a smaller show, maybe it matters less, but like in these big convention size shows with 300 plus tables, it matters. And they put us in probably one of the worst positions you can imagine, except for maybe the poor other dude all the way in the other corner.
Yeah, exactly.
On the side. But like they put us, we were literally in the corner all the way towards the back, and it sucked. In those first 2 days, I sold 2 cards, very little foot traffic, but luckily for me, my cards are pretty high end. So if I sell one card, it almost makes the whole show. So I was lucky to get 2 deals done, but I really had to hustle I had to hustle
You
to get
did.
deals done at trade night. I had to walk the floor to try to do deals with people. That's how I was getting most of my action, by just being very proactive on that side. But as far as the traffic goes, it was like probably the worst show I've been to for traffic, just because of that location. And then on the last day, me and Merlin, we were having breakfast, and we were like, the look on our faces was like, oh, this is, we're never coming back here, right? So during breakfast, we were like, you know what? Let's just screw it. Let's just move our table, whether we have to ask for permission or not, right? Let's just move our table. So we already had that mindset. So we got to the show early. We met with the promoter. We complained, right? He tried to push back on us for a little bit. He tried to say, oh, this is where we have to put it, this and that, right? And we were just like saying, no, we're not going to be here, okay? So we moved our table somewhere else, and just immediately, as we were setting up, people were walking by, coming up to us. So it made a world of difference. And then I ended up I closed more deals that day than I did the last two days total, right? Within that short period of time. I also had to leave early. I stayed there till about 2:30, I think, before I had to leave.
Stayed about another 30 minutes after I did.
Yeah, but luckily I was able to close a really huge deal to do that. So definitely the location matters. I think that's a lesson learned for us. When we go to these shows, we got to try to request a better location. Just never in the back. Okay.
Well, it was a little misleading at first, because when we first got there on Thursday, that it kind of looked like our table was going to be at the entrance.
Right.
So we were excited, like, not understanding the the layout of the floor here, and we thought we were going to get. And plus, all the signings were in the corner where we were, but actually that was just the photo booth. And when people were in photo booth, it was just dead space.
Yeah. And they put a big speaker in front of our table too.
Oh my gosh.
Super annoying. They, like, every 15 minutes, the speaker would like blow at us, right? And like shake our cases and stuff. So that was annoying. But let me just kind of tell you guys what this show is like. If you look at my vlog, if you didn't watch my vlog, that it's a pretty good indication. But this is your typical show that you remember as a kid. Going to a convention center, concrete floors, fluorescent lighting, really no production level at all. This is like that type of traditional show. Lots of vintage cards, probably I would say like 40% vintage baseball, a lot of raw cards too.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like 20-30% sports memorabilia, just a bunch of random stuff that people sign. Cool stuff, right? But not the stuff that we're typically typically used to seeing. And then the rest is going to be a mix of like mostly modern cards. So it's like it was a traditional card show, like an old school card show, not what we're used to seeing, where we go to shows and it's like all modern cards or very high production value with music and activities and things like that.
Right.
So very different feel. The location is in Houston. It's not super convenient, guys. I'll just be honest. Like, we're used to going to shows where the hotel's right next to the show, where you can basically just walk there. This one we had to drive. It wasn't that far, but we still had to drive. The hotel was not big enough to hold everybody who attended the show, so they had like multiple hotels, which made it difficult for after the show. When we tried to organize trade nights, they were just like there's like 20 people at each hotel that were going to these trade nights, and it wasn't very fun. It's not nothing like Dallas or anything like that. So that's how the show was. I mean, although I had a great show in terms of how much I sold, the cards that I got some really crazy deals done.
Right.
But the overall experience was very difficult for me. So I probably would not go back to the Houston show. I think Dallas is the only Texas show worth going to, in my opinion. What do you think, Merman?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, everybody there was very nice. Don't get me wrong. It had, but the energy was a little weird. And then Thursday was just freezing, even in the venue. I mean, I was just freezing cold. It was not prepared to be that cold for an entire day of a show. And then the guy was like, listen, if you put your money down deposit now, I can get you the table of your choice. And I'm like, well, dude, I can't even afford that right now. Yeah. I can't afford the overhead.
I almost busted out laughing.
You saw me. I rolled my eyes. I'm pretty animated. So I was just like, really? Like,
I said, no, I don't think we'll be back, sir. But I mean, that's just how it is. You never know what's going to happen at a card show. Even if everything was really good at that show, you're not guaranteed to have a good show, right? It just kind of depends on people being in the right place at the right time. I think that if we had a better position like we did on the last day, probably would have been a better show for us. But that's just
definitely.
how it played out.
Because I saw a huge difference. I mean, it was instant. It was instant.
Yeah, so that's just how it played out. But it was a good experience. I'm glad that we went out there to see it. I'm glad that I got some great footage too. I got some great content for you guys. So we made the most of it. But I think that we're definitely looking forward to the next Dallas show. And I think I think I could speak for Merlin by just saying that, one Texas show is all we need right now, right? Just Dallas.
It is, yeah, for right now. But the thing it was really cool to see you hustle in times of if this happens. So I was kind of like just stepping back and watching you kind of go at it. Like Merlin, let's have got some cards. Give me some cards, Merlin. I'm gonna go work the floor. At trade night. And that was another thing. Like there was not a really concrete trade night because you and Ken Fornes and Roth Cards all kind of just made like a makeshift trade night over there at the Holiday Inn. And I knew there was another one at a restaurant I never went to. And I think people were just kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
And I wish there was a definite like sponsored that advertised trade night. And unfortunately there wasn't. But
I got the feeling from the promoter, like that was just not a priority for them.
It wasn't. It was not a priority.
Like the more I think about it, Tristar. If you guys don't know what Tristar Production is, they're like a memorabilia company. They do like private signings and autograph events, and I just think that cards is like a secondary priority for them. They didn't care about it. It just seemed like they didn't care about that kind of stuff because they put no effort into trying to organize any events outside of their autograph events. Which is, unfortunate. I think that was a missed opportunity for them. But I would say that if any of you guys are trying to promote card shows, or if you know promoters and you want to help them out, you got to tell them, you got to make it, you got to make sure that you got to put enough planning in it so that the vendors find success. Otherwise, they're not going to come back to your show. And then you've got to organize activities and trade nights after the show to kind of like maximize it, especially for these destination shows where people are flying in to your show and they got nothing to do afterwards. You got to try to put a little bit more effort into your event. Otherwise, it's gonna not compare to anything else, right? Like if you compare Houston to Dallas, hands down, Dallas is better. If you compare Houston to any other show, it's probably the same thing. So it's very competitive in the card show industry right now, or category. And I think that this is the next level where the promoters have to do more than just put out tables and rent out an event. They've got to really plan it out and make sure that people are constantly busy and everybody's having a good time.
Exactly. Amen to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's get
very humbling. And I'm looking forward to Atlanta because I know Atlanta is going to be a lot like Dallas. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
How about you? You feel the same way?
Based on the hype that's around it, for sure. So I'm super excited about that. We'll see. We'll see if we can get things done. But going back to what you're saying about like being proactive, yeah. Here's the thing, too, guys. Like when you go to shows, if you're not, you got to read the room. If you're not getting foot traffic to your table, you got to do something about it. You got to leave the table and go make deals, or you've got to, do something to bring attention to your table because. It doesn't take much to have a really poor experience, and it only takes a little bit of effort to make it a really good experience. That's what I would say. So that was a great learning experience. I wish I could have documented that. I think I did a little bit, but
you didn't?
Not, yeah, I think I did in my vlog, but not that much until you just pointed it out. Because to me, it's like almost like second nature. What I had to do.
Yeah, I
right?
can tell. I mean, I definitely took notes, man. I definitely take notes in case this happens again the next time.
Yeah. So, but it was that's probably why I was so tired, because I was walking the floor, making moves, and I'm just like so exhausted. Normal shows, I don't get this tired, but I just feel like I went through a marathon, to be honest.
Well, everybody, even at trade night, the energy was a little like weird too. Everybody looked just beat up and broken. And so nobody really moved around. Everybody kind of just stayed in their chairs and didn't want to get up or actually make any initiative. And you were like, Merlin, I'm going to get up for a little while. You're going to stay in here because sit here because I'm going to go, work the floor on at trade night too. You did the same thing.
It was definitely a different vibe. The energy was not as high as other shows I've been to. And I'll say this too. I feel like a lot of the dealers were very difficult to work with. When I was on the other side of the table trying to approach people, the dealers are very difficult to work with. So that was just something I had to take note of.
So what was your biggest card you sold at the show?
My biggest card was my Kobe Prism Auto BGS 9.5. I sold that for $7,900, which on the last day, which pretty much saved the whole show for me, made the whole show worthwhile.
Okay.
I sold one of my Jordans for $5,800. So those are like my two big sales, which basically made the whole show worthwhile. And then I had a bunch of little tiny sales between that.
And then was that all cash? Yeah. Was it all cash?
Majority. I had to take a little bit of Venmo, but the majority of it was cash.
Oh, well, no, that's what I'm saying. Was it part trade and part cash or what?
Yes. It was all cash.
Okay.
On those.
Awesome. Man.
And then I made that really big deal for the PMG, which I have to give you credit for, because I would not have been able to do that deal if I couldn't pull you in there, because I think he was expecting a certain amount of money.
Yes.
From me for those cards. Basically, we got. I think I'll just tell you guys, because I didn't want to put it on a video.
Please tell her.
I didn't want to put it on a video, but basically this guy had 3 PMGs that he wanted, and he was valuing those PMGs at like almost $10,000, right?
Man.
And then he had this Obi-Wan Kenobi on-card auto he was valuing at $2,000. So he had $12,000 of cards.
That's the one I wanted, baby. That's the one.
That was his asking price, right? So if I was going to go up to that guy for those 3 PMGs that he wanted $10,000 for, how could I pay anything close to that? I pay like $9,000 to get those 3 cards. I pay like maybe $8,000, $8,500 maybe, right? But when I bundled Merlin's Star Wars card in there, Merlin was willing to pay $1,500 for that card. Okay. So what I decided to do, I said, okay, I kind of broke it down in my head where if I offered him $9,000, I think that got him close enough to his number where he would take that. And then Merlin, he said he was going to pay 15, but I said, let me try to get to you for $1,200, right? So if I minus Merlin's $1,200 from that $9,000 that I offered him, I would be paying $7,800 for those 3 PMGs. That was my mindset. And that's what we offered him, and he took it. He didn't even really negotiate with me. His cost basis on those cards was very low. I know that. And I know that he really wanted to go after this $15,000 card. So he was kind of happy.
Neymar.
Yeah, he was happy to do the deal for that. I kind of had to strategically play it, right? Because I met the guy on the first day. I didn't make an offer. I didn't make an offer on the first trade night. The second day, I found out that he wanted that card, and I spent the whole day kind of talking him into making an offer for that card, right? I said, if you go in at like $10,000, $5,000 trade, you might be able to get it. You can negotiate with their guys. Like I was just kind of like putting ideas in his head. What I was doing is I was tenderizing him, guys. I was tenderizing the dude, trying to inception an idea in his head. And then towards the end of the day, when I made my sale for the Jordan, I moved directly into attack mode to get those cards from him, and then I offered him that $9,000 total for it, and that basically was enough for him to go after his card in his mind, I think, and that's why he accepted it.
Yay!
But I would not have been able to do it if I didn't have Merlin's $1,200 in top of that, just because I didn't. So I didn't want to put more than like $8,000 into that deal, which I think was pretty high, just at that point too. So, but it worked out. It worked out, guys. So let that be a lesson. If you ever want to get a bunch of cards, try to bundle the cards into making a bigger offer. The cost basis per card is going to be less, but the overall number that the seller gets is higher. So it makes him feel better.
Yeah, that was so cool, man. Yeah, thank you so much, because that definitely is my companion to my Hayden Christensen Darth Vader autograph card too. Same, the same series. So
I think that card is valuable. I think that that guy really. I think he undervalued. Well, he probably had the right value at $2,000, right? But for you to get it at $1,200, I think that was a steal.
It was. Thank you. And it's already a PSA 9. It's already graded too.
Yes. Right. So that just stuff like that, guys. Like you got to be proactive. If the deals don't come to you, you've got to go and make something happen. Otherwise, you're going to have a really bad experience. So I think we were able to salvage the show from that perspective, getting those two things. Okay, so let's try to get some of these.
I see a lot of questions coming up in the chat room.
Yes, let's try to get to some of these things here.
Let's do it. Who else? OC sells online. Feed the gods. Hey Dan, I sent you a picture of a gold 10 CGC card slab. It's their equivalent of the BGS Black Label versus their gold 10. So you'll need to have the same mindset sending to CGC like BGS.
Okay, well I appreciate that, Aaron. I'll keep that in mind. I don't know if I'll be submitting any more Pokemon cards to them. This was just kind of like a trial experiment, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, how come you haven't been investing in Pokemon as of lately?
Well, Pokemon's a different category, and it's a whole different learning curve. I like Pokemon because I think the artwork on the cards is very interesting. It's cute, it's funny, but it's a whole different category, and I'm so focused on Marvel and the other things that I do that I just don't want to put the effort into Pokemon. I feel like I'm spreading myself too thin. Right. If it wasn't Marvel, if Marvel was not in the picture, it probably would be Pokemon, but I think Marvel's a better play for me.
Gotcha. Funkin' Mick Corey, can I ask some questions about grading cards? Sure, that's what we're here for.
Sure.
When I think he's saying CHC charges $30. SGC is what I figured. Charges $30 card. Is that all paper card plus shipping? That is correct. Yeah. And then they also have different days too. You can also get a 10-day. And it only costs $40 a card now for a 10-day turnaround. But they'll tell you at the very end, after you list your cards, so you submit them, and then you go through the payment process, they'll ask you, they'll show you the price. Once you start listing the cards, you'll start seeing it on the right side of how much your total is at the time. So you can get an idea how much your total of all your cards are of your inventory. And then you can choose, what day service you want through SGC. And they're actually faster than they say. I mean, if it's like 40, 50, you're getting them back in like 20. I mean, I could be wrong after this, but right now their 40 to 50 day process is taking about 20 to 30 business days. They're going pretty quick on them.
Yeah, I gotta give SGC a lot of credit, guys. I think that they are definitely making moves to be on the same level as like BGS. They're still way below PSA, but I think they're making moves to be almost equal to BGS right now, just because the amount of cards that they're putting out there, the more people see and get used to that black SGC case, the more people are going to be comfortable buying and transacting with those cards, especially at the price point and the turnaround times that they're doing right now. So don't be surprised if you start seeing a lot of cards, SGC cards out there, and if you're making plays on those things, guys. I think they're definitely gaining a lot of market share.
Yeah, and selling of the cards at shows has gotten definitely a lot easier. How about for you?
SGC, I mean, I don't have a lot of SGC cases, to be honest.
You don't?
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of feedback. I did before a couple months ago, and it was hard to move them, but like I've got like 2 SGC cases in my inventory right now, so I don't really have too much feedback on that, but I am seeing more of it for sure. And I think that I saw those grading reports that whatever it's called, like Genamint, something, that company that does the grading reports. And I think that like PSA is way above everybody else. PSA is putting in like 170,000 cards a week or something like that. SGC is like at 30,000 or 20,000, something like that. And then BGS is like at 10, around that way. So I definitely think SGC is surpassing BGS right now in terms of how much cards they're putting out there, and then eventually the market will accept them. That's what I believe.
Next question. As Victor, hey guys, do you submit PMGs and card savers or top loaders? Scared to jam those in card savers? Yeah, and don't jam the card savers. Put them in top loaders. Right now, I mean, this is a Royal Foil card that I just got today that I'm about to send out, probably the PSA, but I do it in like a top loader. It's a silk. It's a Royal Foil, which is exactly almost like a PMG. It's thick card. So don't put those in a card saver, which look like this.
I actually put them in card savers.
I put them in this?
Yeah, I use the fat ones.
I use the fat ones.
Well, I don't know. That's what they want. They want the card savers. They don't want the top
No,
loaders.
you want to do this. They don't reject these. They still take them,
Does
but
it? Does that fall
it's gonna
out?
bend the corners. No, it's tight in there, man. That's why I put the little.
What do you think about
tab on
that?
it.
Well, what do you think about that? Well, I guess that wouldn't matter. But like we're having this discussion that they just cut the cards out of those things, like card savers, right?
Right. But they still have to pull it out. So you use the tab like I do.
Yeah. All right. Maybe I'll start trying that. We'll see. We'll see
But
what
see,
happens.
that to me, if any thick card go in there, I'm just scared that it's going to bend, like press down on the corners and everything. And it's a thick card. So I don't want that pressure on it, especially if you've got cards stacked in there or something, with your submission, if you got multiple cards.
All right, let me try that with the next round, and we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see if we get better grades here.
What do you guys think? What else? Next question, Dan.
Okay, let me go through this. I gotta screen this. I gotta screen these comments here because you guys sometimes say some messed up stuff here. Let's see here.
I love messed up stuff, man. City by the Bay. So y'all seeing soccer being the next boom over the next several months? Exactly. I think it's still the calm before the storm, guys. So it's still a good time to buy soccer.
Yeah, definitely.
How did Brian do this weekend?
He did all right. He he made deals. But I just think that Houston crowd is not.
That's the Sunday League investor who specializes in nothing but soccer cards.
Yeah, I think that Houston crowd is not what the cards that we do, right? They were just not like, they're more interested in like vintage baseball.
Yeah, a little more old school
memorabilia. Yeah.
Because a lot of people who were coming to that table said they don't even have social media apps or anything. They didn't understand even how to like scan a QR code.
Right.
Bishop 2344, are you either of you going to Culture Collision at ATL? Yes, we are. We both are. We will definitely be there. We have our tables there already booked.
Yeah, we'll be there. We're very excited for that. And that's gonna be interesting because that's like they're promoting it to be like alternative stuff. Marvel, Pokemon, things like that. So that's gonna be a different crowd also.
Which is right down our alley, man. So they'll be embracing us for sure.
For sure.
And I know a lot of our Marvel YouTube content guys will be there as well. A lot of our Marvel friends. Adrian Manukin, good evening, gentlemen. Dex Knight, when do you know when to sell a card? When someone offers you the money that you are interested in.
Yeah, when you get profit, when you get an opportunity to take profit, if you're good with that amount of profit, you take it, guys. Don't be greedy. Or I would say two things: either when you get a good offer and you can make profit, or when you're just tired of looking at the card and you want to move out of it.
True.
That's the time that you try to sell.
Because sometimes it's better to take a loss, but take that money and invest in something else that will get better in time. Money Mike, hey Dan, what is the next 86 Fleer grade are you picking up?
Whatever grade comes across my table, I'll buy any grade from a 1 all the way up until to an 8. This is a funny comment for you, Merlin.
Oh, is it for me? Let me see. Flea Market Mixtape. Wish I had a Cooper Cup to sell. I bought a couple this weekend, actually.
You were looking for those.
I'm needing a rookie. I got a second year auto patch, but whatever it takes, man. I live in Los Angeles, so Cooper Cup will sell.
This one's
Ian McCover. Right, all these guys know me too well now. Beyonce Sports Illustrated cards are my hot tip of the night, and hot they are. Yeah, she's juicy in those. M2 Fast. I tried to join you on Whatnot, but didn't know how to find you. You're gonna have to type in the Great Curator over there.
Fine. I have a link on my Instagram profile that leads you to my Whatnot page, but it's also just the Great Curator with underscores.
Yeah, but I'm saying, folks, I just typed in the Great Curator and it just popped up, just like it does on Instagram.
Yeah.
Brian Basketballs, loved your vlogs, Dan. Thank you, Brian.
Appreciate it, Brian.
Rich, Houston sounds like the Chicago show. Well, that doesn't sound good.
I know. If that's the case, I'm not going to Chicago. Anybody been to the Chicago show? Can they tell us what it's about?
That's not encouraging at all. And it was so cold, guys. I don't want to go to Chicago where it's colder and I do worse. B-Dog 1323. Do you like me a lot more investors in the hobby instead of collectors now? No, I think there's both. What do you think?
You know, here's my take on this. I think everybody is a collector. Like, we all buy cards that we think are cool. We all have some type of emotional attachment to these cards. Very rarely do I meet anybody that does not care about the cards at all and is all about just transactions, right? I mean, I've met them. I can think of a couple guys at the top of my mind, but for the most part, everybody is a collector. But the fact that these cards are worth money also makes us investors. You know, we're putting our money into something that can be resold, that can be appreciated. So we are all investors. So not all investors are collectors, but basically all collectors are investors. That's my take on it.
Because I'm definitely investing in things that I enjoy, that I love collecting anyway. And I'm just using that as an investment.
Yeah, when I first got back into the game, I was trying to be a hardcore flipper. You know, I was going to call myself Flipping Dan. But
oh no,
no, just kidding, Steve. But
Steve.
it was not fun. It was not fun. It was stressful and it was a grind. And then when I switched to the collector mentality, which I've always had my entire life, it was super natural for me, super easy to get in there, buy cards, buy things that I like, make money off of it. And I enjoyed that whole process much, much more. So I think that's probably the best mindset to have. If you're all 100% investor, I would say get out, because there are easier ways. I say this all the time. There are easier ways to make money. There's other things that you can buy, invest in, and flip. You don't have to do it in sports cards or cards in general, because it's very difficult, but it's very fun.
Yeah, and the way that I met Dan, the first time I met Dan, is because I went to his table because I saw your Ric Flair belt.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Oh my God!
Oh,
this guy's cool, man.
I really wanted you to get that John Moxley signed belt, but
I need to get it.
Yeah.
If I see it next time, I will definitely buy it. I kind of regret it now. I was flying on back on the plane on Sunday night and thinking about it. And like, Dan, it's like, dude, Merlin, why didn't you buy the John Moxley AEW championship belt that was autographed? And I was like, dude, I should have. It was only $200.
I know.
And I told, if I buy that belt, that I'm going to take my shirt off and just my jeans, and I'm going to carry that belt around the venue and play Wild Thing on loud and have that on YouTube.
Yeah. Maybe next time. Maybe that guy will be at Dallas. Who knows? We'll see.
Hopefully. Towel hang. Curator Army mount up.
Yes.
Whoa. Sounds... Oh, bottom card, crime and cards. Damn, it feels good to be a Marvel card gangster. Yes, it is, man. John Kwok, did you find other people were looking for Marvel cards? Not really.
Very few.
No,
very few. I think I maybe like 3-4 people. Well, a lot of people were looking at it.
Yes. They were definitely admiring. Yeah.
Not even a lot. Well, okay, here's the thing. So on the first 2 days, not that many, because we were stuck in the back. But on that last day, a lot of people came by. They were looking at our stuff. I actually sold a bunch of like raw Marvel cards to people, which was very surprising to me. But yeah, so I think it had to do with the location. I mean, who knows? Maybe if we were in that front part for all 3 days, Merlin, it would have been completely different. We would be like, yeah, we're going to go to Houston every time now, right?
I think it could have been, because like I said, I had a lot of, some other YouTube guys that Dakota of Sports Card Anonymous, he was looking for me all day. Then he found me till the end of the day.
Yeah.
And a lot of people couldn't find us who watch our show.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think it. I don't know if they would have bought all of Marvel, because when I finally went up to the front on Sunday, I sold my PSA 1 Wayne Gretzky rookie card of my O-Pee-Chee. I sold an Alexa Bliss rookie autograph. And
now, I'm surprised you sold that. You sold that Wayne Gretzky, because it had 2 holes in it.
Yes. Hey, it was a beautiful, because everybody knows, believe me, it was a Wayne Gretzky O-Pee-Chee 1979 PSA 1. And the reason it was 1, because someone had 2-hole punched the card, the one and put in their binder, but you can tell, and you pointed this out, that they never did put it in their binder, because the holes were very sharp and weren't worn down. But if you looked at if you compared this with any other PSA 1 card, this looked very beautiful, because the other PSA 1s looked like the dog chewed it up and spit it out with a bunch of vomit. and this one was very clean. The corners were clean. The edges were clean, and that's it. And I had, I sold it for a good deal.
Right. Sam.
Sam, have you ever seen the Upper Deck jambalayas? How come they keep calling it jambalayas? Is it jambalaya? I thought.
So let's make this distinction here. So there's jambalayas with a JAM, right? That's the traditional. Right. That's the traditional card with the circle card.
Okay.
And then there's also these ones that are female specific, female superhero, supervillain specific, called jambalayas, where they're not a circle. Instead, they're like a straight edge gem. So I think that's what he's talking about. And yes, I've seen those. Those are pretty cool.
What year is this?
I don't know, 2017. Okay. They're like newer recent cards.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're not that old, but they're I think they're only specific to like the female characters.
So is he saying these are getting popular? Sam is?
I don't know, but I think he's just asking it if we've seen them. And yes, I have seen them, and I think they're pretty cool.
Hey, what's up, Brian? Do you guys do Beckett Raw review at the card shows?
I don't, really. but I don't have anything against it. I don't do it myself. Maybe like in a situation where I really needed to get an opinion, I would, but I don't do that stuff. But let's talk about this real quick here.
Okay.
At these shows, I keep seeing these pop-up grading companies all over. And it's either they're a pop-up grading company or they're a pop-up raw card review company. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, yay and nay. I mean, we had a bunch of people that came to our table who did, I think it was the Dallas Grading Company or something that does the raw reviews, and they put it in a slab, like, a little plastic semi-rigid sleeve like this. Yes. And then they put the grade they would, guesstimate it on. And it's up to you. I don't know how much they charge. How much do they charge? Do you know?
I think those guys that came up to our table, they had $18 a card.
$18 a card?
Yes.
Well, that's not bad. I just hope they're right.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they don't, pre-grade it and they say you're going to get a 9.5 or 10 on it, and then you send it to PSA, you get like a 5.
Well, see, that's the distinction that I think we need to talk about here, because, all these grading companies that pop up, right? I think that I'm not knocking them for trying to pop up and provide a service if that service is there. And I think a lot of these guys do very well and they can make money. But people have to understand that there's basically like 2 reasons that you would put a card into a slab. Number 1 is to protect it. And number 2 is to authenticate it and add premium value for that card. And a lot of these companies, the issue that I have with them is that I think that they are marketing themselves as when you put your cards into their slabs, you get the premium value for it, the same way you would get SGC, BGS, or PSA. But these companies, they just popped up. They're very new, and they have not put in the time, the marketing to build that type of equity in their company where their brands carry that premium value. They're basically just, they're grading it, and there's certain distinctions that some of these companies have, like HGA. They're very unique and they have nice labels. Those hippie ones that you got back recently, those are pretty cool. There's companies that have very special characteristics. Like this company, I forget what they're called, but they would actually laser engrave the number, the serial number onto the slab itself to prevent counterfeits and things like that. So I think things like that are very innovative. But we have to understand that if you want your card in a slab, like a vanity slab, to protect the card, preserve the card, and to give you an indication of what the grade is, you go with these alternative companies. But if you want a card to have a premium value on top of that based off of the grade, you got to go with the traditional companies like PSA, BGS, and SGC.
Right.
But they're not the same. They're totally 2 different things. Yeah,
I agree. And Dan was talking about these cards. I just got this back from HGA, Hybrid Grading Approach. And I've had a lot of issues with them lately. I guess they were really backed up. They were in and over their heads. Plus, what probably slowed them down was doing the custom design labels. So I had a lot of 10-day services with them that took almost 50 days to get back. And then I had some 60 days, which I sent in at the end of August, beginning of September, and I just got back. That took over 100 days to get back, which I was very annoyed about. But I received these cards today. This was part of my 10-day, and I actually love these labels. So, but that's one good thing. See these
Yeah,
labels?
they look cool.
Beautiful.
Those
Yeah,
look cool, and I think companies like that serve a great purpose and fill in a niche where they can
exactly.
give you like a vanity slab, right?
Yeah.
But it's not equal to like those other companies in terms of the
No,
premium value associated with that.
no, they've done a really good job with the
Mhm.
non-sport stuff, definitely in the
Yeah.
Marvel. But the sports, it's tough to move those cards, even
Do you
though their
want to?
grades are on point. Believe it or not, I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
sold a lot of HGA cards in Dallas to other dealers because the dealers, a lot of them said they would crack the slabs and send them to PSA, and they were getting either the same grade or better at PSA.
Mhm.
That's what they were telling me.
Here's what I'll say about that too,
Okay.
guys. Like, not to knock these guys on their grading criteria, but I think that grading, it's very subjective, right? Because if it's all done by humans, but if you have like a checklist of points that you go after, you could get very close in terms of like being able to grade a card that another company would grade, right? Like if me or Merlin, if we trained ourselves and we had a checkpoint of list and the proper equipment, we could probably look at something and say, okay, this is 8, 9, 10. A lot
Right.
of times you can even eye it. A lot of times you could just eye it and take a chance, right?
Hmm.
So the quality of grading, I think, is very even across the board. Pretty much, unless you're blind, you're going to be able to grade a card that's going to be in that within that same grading range. It's just
Hmm.
all the other stuff that you have to consider when you're using these grading companies. And the biggest thing right now is premium value that is on top of whatever label that you put onto it. And I think secondary to that is authentication of the card. Those are probably the two most important things,
Yeah.
and protection of the card. Those are the most important things that you have to consider when you're trying to do these grading companies, these other grading companies. But don't think that just because this one company charges $15 and another company charges $40 that you're gonna go with the cheaper option and get the same premium value. It just, I don't see that happening.
No.
Yeah. Okay. With that, do you wanna go on your what bends my corner rant about
I just
HGA?
kind of did. It's
Okay.
just been taking forever. The customer
Mhm.
service, they didn't have any transparency, which really irked me because all they needed to do was message me or have someone call me and let me know, like, listen, we're a little behind. We're actually about 40 to 50 days behind schedule of the service that you purchased. We want to let you know. Here's something we could do. We'll give you 10% of your next order, do something. I didn't get any of that. They said just too bad. They said on my 10-day services that I purchased, which was, $50 a card, that they were in the wrong, that they made a mistake. It shouldn't have taken me 40 to 50 days to get back. But that's all they did. They just said sorry. They didn't offer me anything. And then, like, if you go to a restaurant and you don't get your food or your food comes late, the manager brings you bread and apologizes. The manager comes up, not the waiter. And then they're just like, hey, can we give you an appetizer? Or we'll take, we'll comp the meal, or we'll give you a free meal. We'll buy you a free drink, just something to show that we care. They didn't. They just said, too bad, and we don't owe you anything. We do not have to give you anything. We don't give you a discount. We're not gonna, you know, um, give you 10% off at your next stay at Marriott. Whatever. Nothing. And that kind of irked me. That really bent my corner because all the even PSA has done something. Has brought me the bread at the table. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
and PSA of all people could tell me to go piss off.
Yeah.
Because they have so much business, but they've actually, brought the bread to the table.
Mhm.
SGC's brought bread to the table. BGS, a lot of other companies, even the Revolution card grading. I tried them for a little while, and they went way behind, and they gave me a discount on my next orders. But HGA just told me, like, well, just too bad. And I'm like, listen, I have probably spent tens of $1,000s on grading with you guys. I've been a spokesperson for you all. I've been a big cheerleader, and this is how you treat me. Like, I don't want to use you again.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere down the road, but right now I do not want to use you all.
This business is still very heavily based on the reputation. Even if you're a company, a big company or small company, you have to have a good reputation, and you have to take care of your customers and make sure your products meet the standards that you set for yourself. So I was very surprised that they wouldn't offer you anything based off of that. They basically told you to go pound sand, which is not cool, which is why we're talking about them on the show right now. But like just to use them in comparison to like PSA, for example, right? PSA put out that statement about Mark's cards and what they intend to do to fix it, which I think they were probably listening to us when I made that suggestion, because they said they're going to grade all the cards in their possession free of charge. They're going to get all those cards back to the original owners, basically make the owners whole, and then whatever dispute they have, it's going to be between them and Mark's cards, right? And that's how you conduct business. If you're a company, whether you're big or small, you got to put yourself in a position where you can absorb a loss or do whatever you can, because the goodwill is what stays with that company. And now look at you, you're one of their biggest supporters, and now you're saying that you're reconsidering using their services now and going somewhere else. That's huge to me.
No, yeah. I mean, I even had to have them send cards back to me raw, and they wouldn't reimburse me for those cards, and they did send them back to me in time, but
they charge you the grading fee.
They did.
Oh my god!
Charged me the grading fee for the raw cards. Yeah,
they were raw.
They didn't even. They had just been received for the past since September. Hadn't even been graded yet.
No, that's not cool. That's not cool. So
they were still in the same semi-rigid sleeves that I had sent them, with the little tabs on them and everything.
So the cards took too long to get graded. You requested them back because you needed it, and they charge you the grading fee even though they didn't grade it.
Correct. Because there were a lot of like Chloe Kim cards and Shaun White cards.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I bet they're probably like cash flow. They're having cash flow issues.
No, exactly. Probably, right? I guarantee that's what's happening.
Yeah. Somebody told us at that show, somebody who's one of these other grading companies, I guess they're in the know or they're in the industry or category or whatever. They were saying that they were speculating that HGA was spending too much of their money up front, ramping up their operations, and they got to a point where they had to downsize their workforce, and that's what's causing this backup. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that would kind of explain a lot of things.
I did get a separate email from one of the customer service representatives, and they told me that they felt really bad for me and they're sorry, but they're not allowed to say or do anything for me because of upper management, and they would get in a lot of trouble if they told me or did anything for me.
Wow. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign when your customer service is basically telling you to read between the lines.
Send me a separate personal email.
Yes. Maybe we can get them on that. We got a whistleblower. We do a whistleblower.
I don't want to give any names away, but that's just what they told me.
Right.
But that didn't sound good at all.
Yeah. But I think that this could be something that we're going to see this year, guys. A lot of these companies that ramped up and got really big in 2021, they started in 2020, ramped up their operations for 2021. I think we're going to see other companies start to feel a lot of stress in 2022, just like we've been seeing with these subgroup submitters and these grading companies and things like that. So, these pop-up businesses that came up the last year or so, they're really going to be tested this year under the stress of, growing pains and all that stuff. So it should be interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with CSG either. And their cards I feel like they're even harder to sell. They're harder to sell than the HGA cards. And they already have like a reputation with Pokemon and comic books and everything, don't they? But their slabs do not move well at all.
People don't like seeing that different stuff, like that's why I keep telling people, like, if you put a card in an alternative slab, it's going to be harder to sell, and it's not going to command the same premium, because we are creatures of habit. We're used to seeing red and white labels, gold labels, the silver labels, the black labels. We're used to seeing that stuff. So when we see like a green label or like these multicolored labels and things like that, we just think it's a novelty, and we're not willing to pay up for the novelty. until these companies really establish themselves, or they put a lot of money into marketing and educating the community and things like that, those cards are going to be novelties.
But I will say that SGC slabs have been moving better and better almost every single week. They are definitely increasing in their respect to the, card market.
Right. Okay, let's move on to Steven here.
Let's do it. Looks like the correction is here for Marvel cards. Thought?
I don't think it's a correction. I think that the
what do you mean, like plateaued or what?
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying. I think that the auctions that we've been seeing lately have been shill bid. And this is a big concern that I have because I'm heavily invested in the Marvel market. I'm a big advocate for it. So when I see these auctions going for like these crazy auction prices going for like raw cards on eBay, it really concerns me because I just think like, I don't know. I think it hurts the credibility of the Marvel category. When I see people post cards online for like ridiculously high prices, that's concerning. So we'll have to see what happens. I don't think these are corrections. I think those auctions that we've seen in the last couple of weeks are shill bid. The auctions that we've been seeing for like Golden and these other marketplaces, those are real, guys. It's harder to shill bid on those other platforms because they hold you accountable. You can't just like create a new account if you get banned, right? Like it is on eBay. So eBay auctions should be taken with a grain of salt. I always say that. I'm not a really big advocate or fan of people using eBay as the sole source for comping prices on cards, just because it's just so easy to manipulate. But I think that's what we're seeing right now. I don't think it's an actual correction. I think that people are just trying to take advantage of other people and cash in on some of these things, but hopefully that will kind of play itself out.
Money Mike, Merlin, you got any Bitcoin yet? Not yet, man. Soon, Money Mike. Andrew Lee, are you excited for the series finale of the Book of Boba Fett? Yes, I'm already made my palette in the living room to watch it at midnight tonight, guys.
Is the finale tonight?
Yes. I mean, not tonight, but on Wednesday. But if you stay up till midnight, you get to watch it. So
guys, I
can't wait till tomorrow. So I have to watch it tonight.
That last episode was so good with Baby Yoda coming back, and
then what's the other guy?
Cad Bane.
Yes. What's his name again?
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. Yes.
Yeah.
And he's from the Clone Wars. Correct?
Yes. Yeah. He's a bounty hunter from Clone Wars. So man, it's getting good. I'm excited. We should have a watch party.
See, there's a lot of theory, guys, that this is all setting up definitely for the Mandalorian, but also for the Obi-Wan Kenobi miniseries.
Oh, interesting. Is there a tie into that?
What's that? Which is because of Baby Yoda and everything, and then who saved Baby Yoda, and they keep showing like flashbacks and everything. And I have a feeling that is Obi-Wan Kenobi who saved Baby Yoda.
What?
And they're going to connect everything,
Okay. We'll see.
The Star Wars galaxy.
We'll see.
Jordan Riker, do you expect Culture Collision to rival Dallas? Yes, I do. Dan?
You think so? I mean, we've never been there. We've never been there, so we'll see.
The only difference is they're going to have a basketball court in the middle. And so I asked Dan, please do not get our table next to the basketball court.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be good if we can have Dallas-sized shows with that type of production level, that type of energy. That's not a bad thing. So I hope so. I hope Culture Collision is a huge success and we have a great time there.
Money Mike, how much money are you guys betting on the Super Bowl? Nothing.
Yeah, I'm not much of a gambler.
Money on football. Every time I bet money on football, when I go to Vegas or Tahoe or something, I totally lose. It's like the worst. So I don't want to bet on teams I like.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I'm not a gambler. So guys, so I would rather bet by buying a card of the player in the game than actually putting money on the game.
I do the thing where they draw the numbers and they put the numbers on the board. It's like $5 or $10. Mm-hmm. I'll do that. That's the only thing I'll do.
Right.
Frank Chong, what are wax prices like at these shows compared to website prices?
If they're modern stuff that's relatively available on eBay, it's the eBay price. Maybe a little bit higher, just a little bit. If it's more rare stuff, it's kind of high.
Wow. Jago, support the stream by giving it a like. Yes, please give it a like. Make sure you smash that bell button so you can watch any of the live streams that come up during the week.
Yeah.
Money Mike, dance battle between Merlin and Dan. Who wins?
I'm gonna say Merlin.
Yeah, well, I'm a former DJ and
he's a breakdancer, guys. He's
I used to have my glow sticks, guys, back in the day at raves and my Jinkos.
Yeah.
Kenny G. Is this the real Kenny G? Loving the content. I didn't know he was a Minnesota fan.
Appreciate it.
Money
Kenny.
Mike, Dan, how much is that Kobe jambalaya worth?
This one? It's whatever I value it at, okay? Because there's only 5 of these guys that are graded.
So like $500?
A little bit more than that. Okay. Anybody wants this from me, they're gonna have to wrestle it from me.
Oh man!
My price. Have to pay up my price for that.
Oh wow! Money Mike Merlin, how much is your whole collection worth? I have no clue. Probably as much as Dan's.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I have a lot of stuff. Here. Now I know your shirt collection is getting bigger and bigger and bigger lately. I feel like you've been
not in terms of size, but in terms of value, yes, I have been.
Too, but
I've been investing a lot. Yeah, I've been making moves here and there. Just trying to keep it on the DL. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to get to that next level for sure.
You're definitely almost there, man.
Yeah.
You had a cool trade too with Roth cards as well.
Oh yeah, I picked up that Jordan
autograph. Show everybody
right here. Boom! Check that out, guys. That's beautiful.
Now, I traded that.
So I traded my Jordan PSA 6 that I picked up 2 Dallas shows ago. I picked that card up for $4,100, and it's been fluctuating between like 44, 45 down to like 39, 38.
Okay.
So it's been going down. I haven't been able to move it yet. So I decided to move it into this where I got $350 cash back plus this card.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So I got a little bit of my cash back out of that Jordan. And, I can buy those Jordans anytime, at any show, anytime I can buy those Jordans. But I've never seen one of these before. There's variations of this.
Is that why you want to trade for it?
Yes, because these cards, these like, I don't know, whoever designs these upper deck autograph cards, they should win an award because I think it's super cool. I think it's beautiful.
And then it's handwritten, numbered out of 45.
Yes, on card auto, numbered out of 45, black and white, beautiful design. It's collegiate jersey, which a lot of people look down on, but I think it's cool.
It's Jordan anyway. Nobody cares.
It's Jordan. Autograph 10 on this. And there's variations of this card that you'll see where he's dribbling the ball, but not many where he's actually dunking the ball, which I think is makes
it look more exciting.
Yes. So that's why I picked up this card.
Now, you think those cards like that move faster than the rookie cards?
I think it stands out more for sure. Like the Jordans, I believe the Jordan rookie card is the most liquid. I always say this,
right?
Most liquid, most desired basketball card of all time. But they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So when you see something like this, when you see an on-card Jordan auto where he's dunking the ball and it's a beautiful design like this, I think that's what stands out. So this card will require a special buyer for it for sure who can appreciate this card, but it should be able to command a good price, and it's not gonna transact as much as the rookie, and it's not gonna be subject to comps. Okay, let me go through this here.
So we else? Daniel Diaz, what sports cards are the most popular at shows? Baseball, basketball, football, or soccer? Well, it's a little of everything. I mean, just play basketball since the season, and then of course more of your championship. Football. The guys, that are winning right now. So who's ever made the Super Bowl, or who look good in the playoffs?
I would say basketball is king, and then football next. But football only quarterbacks. Really, that's what people buy. Quarterbacks, then baseball, and then soccer. But soccer's coming up, I think.
Yeah, definitely, because all the like the Champions League tournaments are coming up, the Europa tournaments coming up, and then World Cup. Everybody's gearing up for it. Viking sword, that really bit my corner. LOL. Exactly. That's why we say it.
Yes.
Okay, next. Mervin. Hey, Mervin. SGC starting to catch up per sales data. I do agree. You're exactly right. Jago, recommend watch the Slab Stocks interview with the CEO of SGC. Sounds like great things are coming. Thank God. I highly support them.
There's some weird, wacky comments here, so I'm not even gonna highlight them. But I'm just like looking at these things. It's weird. Oh my gosh.
Flipping Steve, Obi-Wan is dead on the current timeline. Yeah, I do agree with that, Steve, but I have been reading a lot of stuff, and people are saying there's going to be some kind of connection somehow. I don't know the story yet, but we'll find out. We'll find out tonight at midnight.
Okay.
OC Sales Online. Merlin, what types of movies do you edit? Porn. Nothing but porn.
Oh my god. Guys, hey, you gotta save that for Merworld After Dark, okay? This is a family show.
It's all about the ripping and the tearing.
Wow, that was random. Okay.
No, I've done everything. I mean, I've edited it. I've been doing a lot of music videos and promos lately. I did, right before COVID, I edited a documentary about Russian hockey in the 90s, the Red Army team. I've done stuff. If people know me.
Tell them about your current thing that's on YouTube right now.
Black Sabbath or something? Yeah. I work a lot for the guys for Black Sabbath, and I'm friends with a keyboardist. His name is Adam Waitman. Great guy. I've been friends with him about 15 years. I met him here in Los Angeles, even though he lives in England. And he's the keyboardist for Ozzy and Black Sabbath. And I do a lot. He had just started a side project right before COVID. It's called a Jazz Sabbath. So check it out on YouTube. That's Jazz Sabbath, where he does jazz renditions of all the Black Sabbath tracks. So like Paranoid, Crazy Train, Iron Man. Mm-hmm. So let's check it out. That's all my work. Check out the channel Jazz Sabbath. And the album was the #1 jazz album during COVID, during 2021 or 2020. So he just made a second album that'll be coming out April of this year. So watch my promo that was just posted last week.
Very cool. Very cool.
Tort, how do you feel about Marvel Weiss Schwartz? Will there be another reprint? Well, that's weird. I just won a Spider-Man foil card that I bid on, and I just paid like a couple of dollars for that. So I think it's a cool set.
It's kind of like an anime type design. I think it's a cool set. Still affordable, I think. I don't know what the chase cards in there are.
They kind of look like Pokemon cards.
Yeah, like that. They got like a fun animation to them. So I think those are cool to collect. I haven't seen any of the chase cards except for like the gold foil stamps. I don't know.
Print, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how valuable those things are. But
Neo just did a box break.
Yeah, and I think Spidey Jew did one on his channel.
He did too?
Yeah, like 2 boxes or something like that. But I think they're fun cards. Yeah,
What's up, friends? What's up, Justin?
Yes.
Can't wait to see you in Atlanta, dude. Feed the Gods. Thoughts on BGS graded booklets. You had the Ronaldo one, right? Was that
but no, it was not graded at all.
I thought it was.
No, it wasn't graded. I think booklets are cool, but they don't display well, guys. And those BGS slabs are oversized, and it just looks weird and awkward. So I think that's what's holding back booklets. If they ever make a booklet specific slab, I think that will be huge for the booklets. And let me go on a little rant here. Okay?
Give me a rant.
At that show, at the Houston show, I saw a lot of historic memorabilia. I saw a George Washington autograph, Paul Revere, Pablo Picasso, Albert Einstein, Martin Luther King, right? I'm seeing these historical pictures, documents, cut signatures, things like that. And some guy was asking me, hey, why do you think that these things are not valued as much as like a sports cards? And I told the guy that when we look at it as just a piece of paper, it doesn't look anything to us. We don't see the value of it. But when these people put it in a slab, a PSA slab, a BGS slab, suddenly it becomes like a $30,000 artifact, right? It just has to be framed in a way that we understand. And once we understand it, then we will value it as collectors, right?
And so I think the same thing. You that this is a real autograph. This is a real letter.
Yes. So I think that booklets are the same thing. Like the framing of it, the slabs are just so ugly because they're oversized. But and that's why booklets are not very appreciated, right? But once they design a specific slab for the booklet and they display well, just like our cards, believe me, people will be buying those things up like crazy.
Yeah, that George Washington Revolutionary War letter was pretty neat. How much were they asking for? Tell the audience.
$25,000 for the George Washington letter.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was a military discharge letter, and it said General George Washington on it. So cool.
Before he was even president. Wow.
Right, right.
And then how much was the Martin Luther King?
$30,000 for
Oh
a
my
signed
God.
Martin Luther King photograph where he's giving his speech in Washington. I forget where it was in Washington, but he's giving his speech at the Million Man March or whatever it is, signed, and the autograph was graded a 9, which is very well. And also, he wrote out his middle name, Luther. He didn't just write L.
Really?
And yes. So that's what made it unique. But what I thought was interesting is they graded his autograph a 9. So his autograph got a 9 when modern day players who sign on these stickers or cards, they can't even.
They just do the scribble.
Sometimes they can't even get a 9. I've got some autographs that are like 8 and 7, guys. And this is from like 1965 or something like that. Martin Luther King signing this. So kind of funny.
Gosh, I hope we get to that level where we can buy these. Because I would love to own a few of these.
I saw one, after seeing those in person, I want one. Like, I want to put it on my grail list of having a historical autograph like that. I just think they're so cool.
I almost feel like they're art pieces.
They're historical artifacts.
You want to hang those on your wall or something.
Yeah, those are true, like one-of-one type deals, guys. So very cool stuff.
So Justin asked, what surprised me about my first big card show was how many MJ rookies there were. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of them out there. There's high pop counts at all the grades, but again, it is the most popular card out there, hands down. I buy and sell those things all the time.
Steve, Dan is the GOAT. Yes, we're gonna have the Dan card. I remember when I saw you at the National, you had a Gary V card. Did you not?
Yes, I did.
I can't wait to have your autograph card. I'm
one
gonna have that
day.
slabbed. Maybe
I'm waiting for
I'll customize it from HGA.
I'm waiting for Tops Alan Ginter set. I'm waiting for them to contact me and put me there in the next insert, or maybe I'll sign a deal with Leaf. I'll sign a deal with Leaf and start signing this. Okay?
I just got this back. I just got this Denise Richards guy back from HGA today as well. It's one of one. Yep, one of one. Keeping it real. It's gonna be a Dan, the great curator. What bids my corner card.
We need to make some merch because some of our catchphrases here, I think, are gold. We need some.
Yeah, right. We got to copyright it all, man.
Yeah.
We got to hurry up and do it before someone else does. A Glorious P Yogayo cards, right? Is that Yogayo or Yu-Gi-Oh? I never can get it right.
Come on, your girlfriend's Asian. Your girlfriend's Asian. You should be able to pronounce
Japanese
it.
Though. She doesn't know what to say. How do you say it, Dan?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes.
What about Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Do you invest in those?
No, but I know that people are buying those up right now. So I don't know anything about it. It wasn't part of my childhood, so that's why I'm not into it. But I have seen some of them, and they are pretty cool looking cards.
Aaron, shout to Merlin. He sent me that Jazz Sabbath. It's really legit, no joke. Yep, it really is a real. Yes, I get paid for that. Mervyn Flores, any plans on purchasing comic books soon? The only comic book that I'm targeting is Hulk 181. Once I get that, I'm out. Why Hulk 181?
That's Wolverine's first appearance.
Oh,
yes. So yes. I don't know, 1979, 73. I'm not sure.
Oh wow, I didn't know he was such a modern.
Yeah, I have 2 comic books that I'm going after this year. It's going to be X-Men Giant Size X-Men #1. High grade, like a 9.2, 9.4, or the Hulk 181, also a high grade. I think I'm trying to line some things up. If I make a couple more sales and get out of these cards, I'm going to put that money into one of these comic books. So,
but
I got to find it.
Yeah, I want to invest in the Moon Knight one. I want to get a 9.8 because I feel like they're still very reasonable before the show comes out at the end of April.
Yeah. Comic books are a play, guys, and comic books are a whole different category. But they're definitely a fun play for sure.
Sportsman Jack 21. Anyone coming to Dallas Card Show next month? Yeah, that's all we talk about.
We'll be there. That's what we look forward to.
With bells on, guys. With bells on. Justin, Atlanta is going to be fire. Yep, we're definitely there in Atlanta too with bells on. I should be at the Dallas Card Show, but I likely won't have a table. but you'll get to hang out with us, Justin. And that's just a week after Atlanta.
Yeah, you can always hang out at our table, Justin. No problem. We'll make room. You can take over another table and squat at it like you did last time, so it'll be good.
Well, we'll have a chair for you, man. Y'all rather have that Jason Dominguez Superfractor or 2 Jordan Fleer PSA 10s, both about a cool $500,000.
That was ridiculous.
I don't even know who Jason Dominguez is.
He's like in the minor leagues or something like that.
That's why I don't even know baseball.
Yeah.
So
his card went for like $400,000 or something. I would definitely take the Jordans.
Yeah, he's still a prospect, right?
Yes.
That's just too much high risk at that level. Sam Bartola, you guys should have bought the Pablo Picasso auto. I agree. And I told everybody, and how much was the Picasso? Didn't Brian say it was only like $3,000?
$3,500.
Yeah, $3,500. I'd rather buy that Pablo Picasso auto at $3,500, put it on my wall, and when my friends come over, like, have you seen my Picasso on the wall?
Oh, that would be a pretty smart play, actually.
Yeah, I actually purchased a Picasso. There it is, right there on the wall, like $3,500.
Hey, now I'm getting regret now that I didn't try to pick up one of those historical autos. I'd never seen anything like that before. It was crazy, that guy. Yeah.
If I'd sold a lot, I may have bought it.
I know.
And I bought that one and the John Moxley AEW autograph belt.
Maybe I should have bought one of those instead of those PMGs. The amount of money I spent.
I can't wait to see you, Will, and Dilla trade for that, man. That'll be the day.
One day. The next show, we'll see.
Mervin says he just wants me to say Yu-Gi-Oh again. Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. Money Mike, Denise Richards is uncover hot. How much is that card, Merlin? I don't know how much it is yet. How much anyone's worth to spend on it. But it is one of one. And I like the cool custom. I picked this one up at the Fairfield Trade Show in San Francisco back during Thanksgiving. Sketch Card Hive. Yo, what's up, guys? Another Marvel guy who I think is also going to be in Atlanta. Are you going to be there, Sketch Card Hive? Let me know. Zian, I don't know what that is. 9.4 Werewolf by Night. 32 is first Moon Knight. Goes for about $10K. Yeah, I knew that, but I just wanted to buy the very first Moon Knight issue, which is not that much. And that's out of my, budget. I'll definitely be at your table. Your upgrade from Golden's table because you have Marvel PMGs.
Definitely.
Are we at the same spot next time?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. In Dallas.
Yeah, by the men's room. By the men's room is a sneaky play at any card show, guys. If you want foot traffic, you got to be right next to the men's room.
Yeah, we're right next to that, the bathroom, and the Dallas Card Grading Company. Inglorious P, what is y'all's biggest suggestion to get to where you all are, as in traveling the country for shows? You got to make a lot of sales.
You got to make a lot of sales, and you've got to just force yourself to do it, I would say, because it can be intimidating, it can be scary, and it can be cost prohibitive to go out of state to a show. And the objection that I always get, because I always try to bring my friends from SoCal to go with me, like Merlin and some of the other guys I travel with. Merlin's like the only guy that said yes. Merlin and Sunday League Investor are the only guys that have actually said yes, right? Because most people just say, oh, I don't want to go through the trouble. I don't want to spend the money on the plane ticket and this and that, right? And they're trying to think to themselves, is it worth my time to spend the money to go to these places? And they're only thinking of it from a dollar perspective. How many cards do I have to sell to pay for this, right? But if you're in the card business, not only do you sell cards, but you've got to build your reputation. And even if you're not a content creator like Merlin or Sunday League Investor or myself, right, you still got to build your reputation so people know who you are, so that you'll get opportunities to do deals. And that's where the benefit of going to these shows comes from, because not only do you see different people, it's a different market, you see different cards, you show your cards to different people so you have a chance to sell it, but you also get to network, which is huge, guys. In any type of field, it's not just cards, but any type of business, any type of field, you need to network. That's how this world works.
Yes.
You need to know people. These people will give you opportunities. These people will help you when you need it. These people will vouch for you. So you need to get out there and build your name in the community. So that's a huge thing. Plus the overall experience, right? We're in this hobby to have fun. And although we can have fun at these local shows or whatever, it's a ton of fun to go out on these road trips, on these guys' weekends where we're staying at a hotel and we're just talking cards 24/7.
Yes.
It's great. Me and Merlin, we've developed this habit. We go to these shows. We'll be at the show all day. We'll go get some great food in the local area. We'll hang out. We'll have good conversation, have a couple drinks, whatever. Then we go to trade night all night, and that's like our routine. And it's great. It's a lot of fun. So a lot of people do not recognize that type of value. They're only thinking about it in terms of how many cards I can sell. And I think that you have to get over that mindset and you push yourself. And if you push yourself and get out there, you will not regret it.
And it takes passion too. You have to love this. You have to enjoy it. And I will say that I'm having a great time, and I know Dan's having a blast, as you guys can see. I mean, it's so much fun, and it's just more than just selling cards. It's like you said, it's networking. It's meeting new people, from the business side, other dealers, other customers. And then you build relationships with these people that will help you in the future. And all these people hit me up on Instagram or whatever, and I'm still selling cards even after the show because of that show. And they know that I'm not some, so hopefully I'm not they don't think I'm some shady person. And same for you, Dan. Hopefully they don't think you're shady. And now they like, I've met Merlin in real life. This guy seems like a very genuine guy. Like, I'm just going to hit him up and ask him if he still has that card that I saw at the show or that he has on his eBay store, and just make the deal through Instagram or whatever. And, I'm glad. So, in the long term, I'm still making sales, even though I didn't make that many sales in Houston. And that was kind of a blow to the wallet. But, I'm trying to be frugal and not overspend. But I did have a couple people hit me even after Houston, from Houston, and asking if I still have a card that available they saw in my display case.
Yeah. You may lose a little bit on the front end in terms of, maybe not making sales, but you got to view it as an investment, investment in your card business, if that's what you're trying to make this out of. Right. And you'll make that up on the back end for sure in terms of opportunities and goodwill. Like, we go to these shows and people just bring us stuff. They show us promotions. Like, you guys see me, I always promote Slab Mags. The reason I promote them is because they've been helping me out a lot. They give me samples. They give me opportunities to make money. Right. I met these guys at Dallas. Okay. I got that opportunity. I met this other dude, which I will review this. This is one of their, another cool alternative.
I met that guy at Dallas. I didn't know you bought something from him.
I know he gave it to me. Because he knows who I am. He wants me to review this, give my honest review and promote it. This is another card holder protector, guys. So we get these type of opportunities.
And then Graded Guard that we met.
Graded Guard. We have a great relationship. Houston. Yeah, we have a great relationship. Oh, by the way, guys, they up the discount code to 20% off.
And we'll put that in the description. Yes. We'll give you the link and the promo code.
And look how cool that Graded Guard looks with that green lightsaber, guys. That is awesome.
This is the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan Kenobi autograph card card that Dan made the deal with for me with his PMGs.
Yeah. So, you get business opportunities when you go to these shows and people see who you are and if you can bring value. So that's a great return from the shows. And just to kind of give you guys an example, like, I could do a bunch of local shows here. I don't sell anything. Like, I'll be lucky if I sell $100, $200. If it's a good day, I'll sell one card. I make like $1,000, right? I'll go to Dallas and I'll make like over 20 grand in Dallas. I'll go to like Houston and I'll easily make over 10 grand, right? In terms of sales, right? But when you're at home and you see the same people and they see your same stuff, it's just like weird. They don't want to buy from you for some reason. So definitely better if you put yourself out there and go to shows. You will not be sorry. And then if you do anything in the card business, consistency and activity is what's going to get you to that next level.
Yeah, but I definitely feel that pattern with LA shows definitely ended at the Cardstock Trading Show, because that show seemed like an out-of-town show again to me, and I made a lot of money there.
That show was insane. That show was insane.
It was really good, and a lot of people, I think they know now who we are, and they know that you and I set up together since we are together, and they bring us the cards that they know that we won't. And they know they're already ready to come to our table and make deals with us. Do you agree?
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Jordan says, Merlin, Dan, if you had to choose a Winter Olympic sport to compete in, which would you choose?
Oh, easy. Curling for me.
Oh, curling?
Yeah.
I don't know. After watching the ice skate, with the broom.
Yeah. I think I'd be really good at it.
I think I would have an aneurysm trying to do it.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
I'd be the shooter. I'd be like, you know.
I probably do figure skating.
Yeah.
A lot of hot chicks in it, man.
Yeah.
And I could be pretty cool like Nathan Chen.
Right.
Money Mike, where did they sell the Picasso auto? I would have bought it for $3,500.
It's on my blog.
Right next to the Dallas grading company.
Yeah.
And Memory Lane. It was over there in the front.
The guy who has it, he goes by like the Hit King on Instagram, I think.
Is that what he is? The Hit King?
Yeah. He had all the historical autographs, like George Washington, Paul Revere, all that stuff.
Then who had the Martin Luther King and Einstein?
Fetterman Sports.
Fetterman or Fetterman?
Fetterman Sports. He's the guy who organizes like a large autograph trade show. He's kind of famous.
Any stories about going through TSA of all your cases of cars and or cash while going to show? Yeah, it was fine. No big deal.
I've only been stopped once.
Only in LA do they look at my card case and they pull it out and they admire them. They're like, "Oh my God, these are awesome!" And they're like, "Do you mind if we look at a couple?" And I'm like, "Okay, go ahead."
Yeah.
Sportsman Jack, it's hard to enjoy while you're broke. True.
he's talking about like trading cards and stuff like
that.
That's well, that's part of the game, guys. You got to buy, sell, trade, go through different inventory as you're building your PC and things like that. That's just part of the hustle and part of the game. And really, to be able to travel to different shows as consistently as me and Merlin does it, do it. Sorry, tongue tied. Okay. Me and Merlin do it. You have to love the process. You got to love the process of traveling, talking to people, buy, sell, trade, negotiate, all that stuff. That's what, for me, I don't know about you, Merlin, but for me, that's where all the enjoyment comes. Like the cards, they come and go. I get a card, I enjoy it for a while, then I let it go to somebody else who can enjoy it. And that's what I love doing.
No, I enjoy doing too. And I love to see like the weird, oddball, unique stuff that people are bringing to me. I love when people come to my table and they just admire my display case. I mean, there's nothing, I get a natural high from that. I don't know if you, Dan, or not, but even though if I don't make sales and people just look at my table and go, "Oh my God, you got the coolest stuff at the entire show." I mean, I love that feeling. Do you?
Let's be real, guys. We as collectors, right? Because we're all collectors at heart. We love to show off. We love to show off our collection to other people, even if they don't buy it. So that's another great benefit of doing a card shows, because basically you just show off your collection, and if people can appreciate it, that's a great feeling of validation that we get.
I mean, do you know how many people take photos of my table?
Let me tell you guys,
if I made $1 at Houston show for like every time someone takes a photo at these shows, I'd be a millionaire, guys.
I'm gonna put out a tip jar for Merlin. If you take a picture, if you take a picture of Merlin's cards, you got to put $1 in there. Come on, help the poor guy out.
Yeah, poor Merle. Brian says, just sprinkle a little tenderizer on it. Exactly.
He's making a reference to to one of my other.
Yeah, you were saying that all the time this weekend, man.
When I want to work a deal with somebody, I got to tenderize them a little bit. I got to beat them down a little bit to get that good price.
He's like, "Merlin, you want me to help you make a deal? I'll go over there and tenderize it for him." Like this guy.
Hey, it worked. It worked.
Punching.
It worked for sure.
Yeah, he did. He did tenderize a lot of people this weekend. Albert Jones, how many hockey cards do you guys have? I had one, and I sold it this weekend. It was the OPG Wayne Gretzky. Now I have none.
0. Hockey's not big in our area. I know some people love it, but I mean, just for us, it's not a big thing.
Even though I love going to see the Kings play, and hockey live is a lot more fun than watching on TV, for sure. I just don't collect as much. I don't know much about it. There's just so many things to collect. Jago, the great Tenderoni.
Tenderoni. You guys, funny guys. Okay, so I think we got through all the questions here. So, I mean, I think it might be a good time for us to wrap it up, guys. Enjoy hanging out with you guys on Tuesday, but I got to go ship a lot of whatnot packages and all that other stuff. So, any closing thoughts?
Yeah. Also, let me plug my other show, Mer World After Dark. I'm not having it tonight. I will be having it this Thursday at 8 p.m. And my guest for Mer World After Dark this Thursday will be Dakota of Sports Cards Anonymous. and there'll be a very special Super Bowl Sunday edition because all he knows, Dakota knows, is football. So we're going to talk football on Thursday. So check out my YouTube channel at Merworld Cards. See it up above. Just type it up and hit the bell button so you know when the next show is.
Make sure you check that out, guys, because they get weird on that show. They talk about a lot of weird stuff, so it's very entertaining. So check it out, and then check me out on Whatnot, guys. I know you guys follow me on Instagram, on the YouTube, but check out the Whatnot. I do this thing, guys, where I do a lot of stuff that people want, Marvel cards, Star Wars cards, but I also sprinkle in little Easter eggs of little really rare, cool, unique stuff. So you got to watch the stream and be ready when I drop that unique item on there. Last night, I did a rare Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse card. That was cool. I did a couple Nintendo cards, Super Mario, Yoshi, things like that. So you never know when I'm going to drop some weird stuff in there. So that's why you guys got to watch it. Please support me on that, okay? The Great Curator on Whatnot with underscores, or I have a link in my Instagram profile.
Yeah, just type it up, guys. You'll find it because I did.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We will see you guys.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening. Until next